I say we just go live now.
Hi, everybody. Zach here for another episode of our flagship program, The Spideydude Experience. This episode is brought to you by our loyal patrons over at patreon.com/SpideyDude Network. Pledge today and get both early access to content on the main channel, as well as entirely exclusive content, like brand new shows and commentaries for old Spidey stuff, including commentaries for the MTV series, for example, as well as the video editions for Voices from the Area Gargoyles podcast. And our Patreon first show focused on the Krakoan era of X-Men. We also want to encourage you to check out our other programs that are all available on Audio Edition. These are all over on Spideydude.com, and they're available on your favorite podcasting app. Shows like Clone Saga Chronicles, the show that started this entire network, Spectacular Radio, Spectacular Sal Buscema era podcast, Amazing Spider-Man Classics, the Slot Symposium, and the sister program on this channel, Make Mine Mayday. As always, be sure to hit the like button. It really does help us big time in the algorithm. And additionally, if you have topics you'd like to cover on a live show or in a recorded medium, make sure to leave a comment down below the description or shoot us an email at SpideyDudeRadioNetwork@gmail.com. Finally, make sure to join our community. Be alerted to all new updates by hitting that subscribe button and clicking on the bell. But to be clear, your viewership is more than enough for us. And if you want to hang out with us off YouTube, you can always go to our Discord, where we have all sorts of fun stuff, or you can join us on our social medias and follow us there. All the links are down in the description below. As always, we want to be making some references to visual aids and or live comments. If you're an audio listener, pay that no mind, but leave that 5-star review for us. Any and all feedback we will read on future episodes. Thank you, and without further ado, let's get rolling with this episode.
We got a #1 victory royale Fortnite. Yeah, we about to get down. Get down, 10 kills on the board right now. Just wiped out Tomato Town. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Spideydude Experience. It's me, Neil. Oh, okay.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Spideydude Experience. I'm Zach Joyner, your friendly neighborhood webmaster of Spidey-Dude.com and host of the program. Of course, I am joined by Neil, but also Ashley. Hello, Ashley.
Hi.
We
Wow,
are back.
Ashley.
Whoa, boy. That was Mickey Mouse for some reason. We are here to talk about issue 13 of The Ultimate Spider-Man. So this is like your 1 year anniversary a little bit, because it was January of last year that you started on the show, Ash. So woohoo! Yay!
I actually think it was February, but
Was it February? Oh.
I think it was.
Next month. Okay. Anyway, so womp womp womp. Neil, how you doing, buddy? Well, happy New Year.
I'm doing okay.
You doing okay? All right.
I don't know why we're asking this question, but if
I'm just trying to
This
buy
is
some time.
our
'cause we're
first.
supposed to-
Well, it's our first Ultimate back, but it's not our first show back this year.
Yeah. But if you're only watching the Ultimate episodes, then we're back. So yeah, there was some toy news that happened, which I was very excited about. And,
Make it into a YouTube short.
I made it into it. Well, I did. They were our YouTube shorts. I was just going to mention it here on the show because it's audio and video. Neil, Grumpy Girls, and then we'll get the meat. I'm trying to buy some time for Adam because Adam's not here yet. Adam's supposed to be on the show. So we got. So if you are looking for the current Marvel Legends, the ones that are supposed to come out, that were announced last year that are coming out, check your Targets. They are hitting Target stores. So I've seen several people get those in hand. I have not seen them shipping out from the retailers. So if you have a chance to go to your Target, go to the Target. So basically, the only two things that I'm going to mention, there was a fan stream, was they did announce a new version of Electro. And I will share my screen because I've already got it pulled up. And the Jamie Foxx Electro, which this was kind of teased last month, but it's now officially official. He is going to be coming out. This is going to be a retailer exclusive. This should be dropping in the next couple of weeks. for pre-order. The headpiece, the face piece, is not removable, so I think that saved them from licensing issues with Jamie Foxx. So there's that. There's the look at it. And then this is the big one. This is the Maximum Spider-Man that is going to be kind of the new subline within Marvel Legends. It's going to have a bunch of accessories. It's got new neck articulation, updated articulation. Also looks a lot like for audio listeners, it looks definitely like the McFarlane Spider-Man.
Spend more money for less, guys.
It does come with the alternate head swap. Does come with extra accessories like extra web effects, as well as web shooter hands and the spider sense, as well as an unmasked head that looks not the greatest in the world. So, but yeah, a lot of people are excited about this. We don't know what the price point will be yet.
That's my goat. That's Rom the Space Knight. That's my goat.
Yeah, I know you were excited. This was one of two you were excited about. They did announce that Rom was announced back at San Diego Comic-Con, but this is finally in hand, so this should be hitting stores later this year. This is part of the mini comic wave where they each come with a small comic that they can hold in their hands. So you got Rom the Space Knight, you got Daken, Wolverine, so basically Wolverine but tall.
That's Daken.
Daken. Did I say well, yeah, Daken.
You didn't even say Daken. You said Wolverine.
Oh, I think I cut out when I said Daken. So it has the Dark Avengers #1 comic. So these are going to be on like these sort of not really retro cards, but like they're on the blister cards. Then you got the Infinity Gauntlet Adam Warlock that comes with Infinity Gauntlet #1. This was teased in the last live stream. This is the one, though, that I think that Neil, if he was to get into Marvel Legends, he would be really interested in buying, which is the ultimate version of Iron Man.
Okay, so friend of the show, Jess, is in the chat saying you did say Daken, not to gaslight him. Okay.
Yeah.
And for the Maximum Spider-Man, it's $50.
Did they actually come out with a price point?
I think so.
Okay, I hadn't seen the price. $50, man. Is
that the Orson Scott Card Ultimate Iron Man? Oh
yes.
No, that's not good.
So yeah, and then the other one that's the big Spidey related news is the Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man with the skinny eyes for some reason, but it's on the updated Amazing Fantasy 15 body. So with a new unmasked head sculpt coming with his #1 issue from issue #1, as well as Banshee, the green and yellow Banshee, as opposed to blue and yellow Banshee that's already been released. So this is classic Banshee, which is one of the first that Hasbro did back in the day. Comes with giant size X-Men #1, and so yeah,
can you read those things, or is it just like a little?
No, it's just like a little
piece.
It's just a little piece of plastic for them.
That's stupid. Just give us the comic.
You're preaching to the choir. There's been a lot of people that were like, this is dumb. So there's no Build-A-Figure. There's no there's barely any accessories. So what are they offering in exchange for a higher price point?
They're like mid to me. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, the Miles Morales, the body of it looks good. I'm just not a huge fan of the head.
Just head swap. Just do a custom.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna do. Because I have the old Miles Morales on the smaller body. So I'll probably just swap it out. To me, I mean, a lot of these were ones that they had done way back in the day, like in the early days of Hasbro having the license. So these are like updates to them for the most part, except for ROM, because obviously ROM's they just got the rights to it. So yeah, I think it's going to be still $24.99. I don't think it's going to be any more than that, but yeah. So there were some digital renders. The tease that they also had was some barbells. So nobody knows what that will be. Also,
maybe Absorbing Man,
possibly Absorbing Man. Could be Strong Guy, an updated Strong Guy. So we'll see. They did release a Target exclusive, or did announce a Target exclusive Jean Grey to go with the X Factor Cyclops that came out. That was announced last month in the X-Men wave. The pre-orders should be going online the 6th of February, beginning at 1 p.m. Eastern. So this is going to be mainline retailers. So that's Walmart, Target, as well as like Big Bad Toy Shop, GameStop, blah, blah, blah. So all mainline retailers. I think also Amazon as well. So
speaking of things beginning with an A, it's Adam.
Hey, look at Adam. So that is the Marvel Toy News. The new animated series should be coming out in a couple. I think was it next week?
Yeah.
So we'll see. I will watch it, and I will probably leave a review on the either the YouTube short, or I may talk about it on the next show. So
I want to make a commentary series out of it.
We could
on the Patreon.
Yeah, I think we may do that since it's brand new. I think that's what we'll do. So welcome, Ultimate Adam, and to the show. We've got people in the chat.
And then Jess asks whether Rom was Hasbro.
Well, I thought it was Hasbro, and then like the comic rights went to some place, and then there was some issue.
I thought it was Parker Brothers. Let me see.
Yeah, so it was a whole thing. So I see that now. What's up, man? It's good. Next week on the 29th, he's actively trying to ignore the new show. Speaking of next week, that will be the ASM show. I know the third issue of ASM this month came out today as we are recording this, but I will be covering it with Adam. You going to be on that one? You said you might.
Yeah, I'll be on that one.
So it'll be me, Adam, possibly Chris, and the grouchy old man, Walter himself. So apparently he's going to cosplay.
Oh no!
For the episode.
Just
turn off his camera.
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. So, but I am going to change.
He's such a wild card. Where is he? I don't see him in the chat either.
I know.
We came on early, so he couldn't own us, and he ran away.
Ultimate Zach.
That's what it is.
All right, so we are Ultimate Zach. We got Ultimate Neil.
We got a number 1 victory. Okay.
And then we got Ultimate Ashley. There we go.
I think I should, to compliment Zach's hat, I think I should get the Enron hat.
the troll Enron, the new, like the not real.
Yeah. Well, the one that Atrioc made for his streams.
Nice. All right, so we got that. All right, so yeah, let's talk a little bit about the latest issue, guys. Adam, were you interested in any of those figures?
I like the Spidey one, the Maximum Spidey one.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Maybe you're like your only one.
Who knows? I don't know. I never commit to buying any figures.
Here's the thing, Adam. You're a smart man because, as someone who deals with Legends addicts, there is only one truth to be gleaned. It never stops at 1.
I could probably stop at 1.
Nah, I'd win.
It's got to be the right one.
It's like, okay, if it's like your favorite character, I think it's kind of hard to just stop at 1. But, like...
Joke's on you, I never started.
Yeah, I know. The only ones
Feels like, joke's on you, I don't have a favorite character.
Well, I got him in Cyclops 1.
I've got Cyclops and Silk, and that's all I need.
Yeah.
See, you stopped at 2. It's easy.
Well, I never bought them.
Yeah, they were gifts. So he was responsible. Okay, so let's talk about the issue at hand. Neil, do you want to do a recap?
Sure.
All right.
Okay. So it's Ultimate Spider-Man 13. It's Hickman, Chichetto, Wilson. Yeah, baby, let's go. Okay, so it's January, the 31st of the January. Wait, shit, that sounded like stupid. Okay. So all the people are looking up and going, hey, it's Spidey. But not really. It's everyone's favorite red-headed huckster, Richard Parker. I guess in they make a point that that Peter has been missing with Harry for about 2 months now, and in the interim, Richard has taken over as Spider-Man. The Picotech suit, let's just call him Rich Enum, I guess. Watches the Picotech suit form into his dad, and Richard's just like, Jesus Christ, don't do that. And using an older template of the suit, he turns back into Spider-Man. And the Picotech suit says there are 3 rules when Peter's away. No touching Mary Jane, protect the family, and don't touch Mary Jane again. Anyways, I don't know what to call him. I guess can we call him Venom, because that's clearly what he's being set up to be.
Ven AI.
Ven AI, Venom GPT,
Vinny AI.
So Venom GPT makes a point that like he can sense that Peter's alive. Like he's got like, I guess, a tracker thing that he can vaguely sense that Peter's alive, but he can't like find him. Like he could if a couple months ago that Peter had consented to being injected with Neuralink, he could track him. But much like a sensible person, Peter rejected that deal. Richard suits back up and goes, "Oh, where are you, Dad?" Turns out there's an entirely different Savage Land underneath Staten Island, and it's run by the Mole Man. I guess this is like Subterranea,
Yeah.
or this universe's equivalent of Subterranea. And Mole Man's like, "Jesus Christ, dude, you can't come in here with all your weird shit and your friends and try and throw a party while I'm home. You can't do that. This is my place." And Craven says, "Listen, man, relax. I'll bring the rent next week. Here's something to tide you over. Hey, look, here's some dinosaurs for some reason." Devil Dinosaur and Sauron are just chilling in the bushes. I don't know if that's actually Devil Dinosaur or Sauron. That just sounds funny, so I'm going to say that.
It does.
Craven's like, "This place is bitchin'. Hey, Mysterio, come on out." And Mysterio emphasizes the point that what's ours is Kingpin's only so long as we keep him pleased. So you're not going to piss him off, right? And Craven reveals, "Hey, I've got these two goobers. One of them is Harry Osborn. He's a public figure. And they've strapped Suicide Squad bombs onto their necks. I guess he's created a veritable spread, a Craven the Hunter charcuterie board of delicacies before the hunt begins." Harry begins kind of digging around for them, digging around into their personal histories, and he's like, "Oh, this is Harry Osborn, and then this is Peter Parker with his perfect wife, Mary Jane, and his perfect children, Richard or Mary. That's a nice family you've got there, Mr. Parker. It'd be a shame if something happened to them." Harry says, "Shut up. We're not going to play your game." And Craven's like, "You know what? I like you guys. If you take my deal, you can entertain the Mole Man." So Harry says to get on with. They both say to get on with it, and he releases them down into Savage Land 2. Harry crashes into a tree and keeps fumbling in the branches, and Harry and Peter kind of make their way into the jungle. They just make a run for it. And before you can say "good girl" from Jurassic Park, Peter Parker decks the hell out of a velociraptor. And they go on the chase. It is now 11:58 p.m. Richard is out chilling. He's hanging out with Venom GPT. And he's giving Richard some praise, going, "Hey, buddy, you did good on that last criminal. Good work, buddy." And a metal disc, because someone in this universe uses CDs still, cuts through the web line and forces Richard onto the ground. And the new Black Cat leaps down and says, "I believe you knew my father, the Black Cat. Well, I'm the new one. Will Peter and Harry escape Jurassic World? Will Peter and Harry defeat Craven? Does Richard have the Rizzler power of his father?" To be continued. We'll find out next issue.
Next issue, Richard gets a girlfriend? Question.
Next.
That's what I was thinking too.
Next issue.
Finally.
Peter gives his son dating tips.
Mole Man is Mr. Dickovich now.
You'll get your rent when you fix this damn Savage Land.
I also love like that freaking Craven like does like the cartoonish trap door, but make sure that there was like
Parachutes
attached so that, and then like like, how long have these freaking collars been on their necks? And they're like afraid that if they do anything, that the bomb's going to explode. Only for Craven to be like, just kidding. I don't want to blow your head off. I want to actually hurt.
It's a psychological tactic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like, I love that Peter's like, I'm not going to say a word. I'm going to use my Fifth Amendment rights to be silent. And then he's like, oh, well, button.
Why didn't you let them eat?
Well, you
He
want
wanted them
be
to
fit.
have their strength. He said.
Well, no, but they didn't eat. Harry said, "Fuck your food," and then Peter just said nothing. Yeah. So Craven was like, "Fine, I'll let you into the jungle."
I guess you know you can fucking figure it out. Beep.
Prepare for drop.
To me, I in my head I was hearing like the Wile E. Coyote like falling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Peter and Harry turn towards the reader, and Peter holds up the help sign.
Yeah, exactly. I just love that. Also, the design of Venom GPT.
I do like that. Yeah,
it's one of the older designs from when Peter was making new suits with May, right?
Yeah, yes. But it's also very similar to the Superior Octopus design, if you recall that.
You mean the Superior Venom?
Superior Venom, yeah.
Because Superior Octopus is completely different.
No, I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'm sorry. The Superior Venom design.
Yeah, don't you dare offend me, the one and only Superior Octopus historian.
That was a bitchin' costume. That should have been.
Yeah. All right, grades. Give them up, folks.
We want to do grades now, or do we want to do them at the end?
I don't care.
We'll do them at the end. All right. So, Adam, go first. What do you like about this issue, or dislike?
I like the black suit. I like. I think the Richard stuff is cool. I like the subverting of expectations and the twists in the end. That we have Richard fighting the Black Cat. I think that's interesting, and I think like. I think about everyone was like, oh, the Peter's gonna cheat on Mary Jane with the new Black Cat or whatever.
Unfortunately, my jokes about that have aged very terribly.
Yeah, but it's
in the funniest way possible.
But now it's like that's flipped on its head, and if they're close in age, which they very much could be, she becomes Richard's love interest. Potentially, that's interesting. I think.
Felicia, no, you can't do this. This is not a Romeo and Juliet law situation from Transformers 4. You cannot bang the minor.
And
she might be one herself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
true. I am for all of my
Richard's like 15 or 16, I assume.
My assumption though is that if Felicia's doing this, she's like she's over 18, but I could be wrong. I'm just making an assumption on my part. Criminals having ethics. Yeah, eat it up.
And hi, Paul. Haven't read the issue. Bye. I love you.
Isn't Richard like 12? I thought he was like 13 or 14.
Yeah,
I would say like older than that. Maybe like 15, 16. Like, I don't know. Just had a birth. Well, they both just had birthdays, so.
In August. That was like 5 months ago.
Yeah. So maybe he's 17, which is the age of consent in New York.
Oh, God.
Why are we focusing all of our conversation around whether or not the cat burglar will bang the barely legal boy? Let's do something else, please.
Because it's like it also is flipping the original Ultimate Black Cat and Teenage Peter thing. Honestly, now that I think about it.
Yeah, where Felicia puked on him.
Yeah,
that was funny. That was one of the funnier spots. So,
and I like Peter punching out a Velociraptor's cool. You don't see that really ever.
Hey, fuck you, dinosaur.
And I do think this Craven story is interesting. It's exciting. I don't know. It seems dangerous.
Yeah.
A little more dangerous than most Craven stories,
Having
or at
played,
least like original ones.
yeah, having played Gamerman 2 and finished the game, he's very much being set up as a actual legit threat here, which at times I don't think outside of KLH, Craven's Last Hunt, Craven has always been portrayed as a viable threat against Spider-Man. And while I think that the drama to me is Harry has nothing without his suit, and Peter's gonna have to bail his ass out for the next however many. I think it's 3 issues. This is how big his arc is. So like,
kind of, because the also I like that I was correct. I just like being right that Peter has been gone since November.
yes, you.
Well, has he, or like?
Yeah, they
'cause-
said he's been missing for 2 months.
Yeah, 2 months, but it's January 31st, so that's like, you know, the end.
Yeah.
That's like post Thanksgiving, or it could be early December. And they're, you know, I'm just saying.
I'm just assuming that when Peter got into the car at the end of Ultimate 11, that was when Craven nabbed him.
Yeah,
Maybe, but I don't know. I feel like, well, we'll see, I guess. Does it matter? I don't know.
It matters because I was correct.
all right, Neil, tell
Yeah,
me
okay.
what you think about this issue.
Okay, so first off, I do enjoy that. I not necessarily an idea that I pitched, but like the idea of like the one issue being the last day of the month and then switching over to February, like as the as the next issue happens as a 2-parter. That kind of framing device finally happened. So I liked that. That was a cool use of the monthly format.
That's smart because we can see the next issue like will probably take place within the next day or the next few days, and it won't seem as egregious, or not necessarily egregious, but it won't be as like not jarring, but it won't be as like abrupt as like, oh, we missed like a whole month of time and we're just seeing this one snapshot. Now it's like, okay, like we're actually gonna see. It's a good framing device to actually see this dangerous situation play out and closer to real time, I guess.
Well, that's my point, Tevye, is that it's January now, but it's January 31st at 11:58, and then at the end of the issue, it's probably going to switch over to February as to close out the 2-parter.
Right? Is this a 2-parter or a 3-parter?
It's a 2-parter. Well, it's technically a 3-parter because issue 12 is part of the same story.
Okay.
Oh yeah, 15 is the
The
Sandman
vacation
one.
arc.
Okay, yeah, so it is only 2. All right, yeah, there you go.
So we'll get a resolution of this Craven subplot pretty quick. So, Ashley, what are your thoughts on this issue?
I actually really liked it too.
No Ben and Jonas
Basically
so
for the same
automatically.
reasons the other ones did. I like the little like, ode to Jurassic World 2 and the one panel. that
Oh
they
yeah.
used. That was probably my favorite part because I was like, that's perfect.
Peter is Chris Pratt.
Yeah, for real. That's why my name is Owen Grady or Peter Parker.
Okay, I'm gonna show the panel here just a second.
Okay.
So let me pull that up because like that is funny, legitimately.
Real quick, there's a theory I want to run by you guys. It's one that's kind of floating around that Gwen is Mysterio.
I don't like that.
I mean, that is interesting, but I
don't want to see it, but it's a cool.
That seems too different for the sake of being different to me.
Yeah.
Also, I like that Mole Man is being used in a way that like his turf is being used as the environment. Because I was wondering like how the hell does Mole Man fit into all of this as a Sinister Six? But like we see like he actually has utility within the group, so I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
I don't know. I've been thinking about it too because what's going to happen? So Craven gave up their identities to Mysterio. Was Mole Man in there too?
Yes.
When he
Yes.
gave those up? Okay,
Yeah.
so those two are still going to know their secret identities regardless of if they kill Craven and get out of there. So I'm curious to see where that line goes too, and like what ends up happening, because obviously we know they're going to escape somehow. It's going to be probably like some intense stuff in the
Peter
next
blows
like
a hole.
issues.
Peter blows a hole in like the wall or something and runs away.
Yeah, like I feel like they're gonna get the hell out of there somehow, but they're still gonna know their identities and they could just go and share that with whoever. So I'm curious to see how that goes. Plus, I'm surprised that Richard didn't say anything about like Black Cat coming in, like I'm taking over, and he's not fully like, I don't know who that is, because he also wasn't really involved then. So I thought that was kind of little like goofy thing, but yeah, I hope that they.
What was
they,
that?
That would be a sports notification from my phone. Excuse me. Sorry, I thought I had it on mute.
A sports notification.
It's from Fox. It's that's the NFL.
My team got their ass beat.
Yeah, who didn't? The Buckeyes.
What? No voicemails tonight.
You can call Walter.
So earlier I said, Ashley, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, you're fine. No, you're fine. Everything else, like I said, everything was awesome. I like the visuals and stuff for the Mole Man's like territory and all that stuff, and the random, I want to see what else is in there. Obviously, it's not just going to be dinosaurs, I feel like. So
there was 3, or actually technically 5 variants. We got this is the Greg Land variant. This is the Gaudry variant, which I actually kind of like that one. And then this was Sue's variant, last name Sue. That's okay. The Craven looks kind of weird. And then this was a retailer exclusive variant. And which is the black cat surrounded by white cats, which is so earlier I said like the costume reminded me of Superior Venom. So like sort of. It's not. It is its own thing. There is some similarities.
I mean, I go to Spider Venom from Spider Girl and Spider-Man 3, basically. Sort of.
or even like the negative suit on Spider-Man PS4.
No, Tevya, Black Cat's not going to kill Richard.
Oh God.
although you have been on record saying that Richard's gonna die. So
that was more as a bit than like an actual belief.
Yeah. Plus the suit will prevent that from happening.
He'll turn into Venom and Eater or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I do think the relationship between the suit and Richard's interesting. I'm kind of curious to see how it reacts to.
Do you think Jonah's going to be Richard's Uncle Ben?
No.
I don't know. Like
I don't really think that Richard is like going to be Spider-Man, full time. I mean, I guess that would be interesting, but I don't know. I think this is just a little goofy side quest thing.
Well, I'm not necessarily saying that as like I think Richard's going to permanently be Spider-Man, because I think that takes away from the working class themes of Spider-Man, like the stolen future plotline that the maker has set up. But mostly because I think Jonah and Ben are the most likely people to take a bullet at this point. We don't.
Ben made it a year, okay? You better.
That's a long time I thought he would. But hey, shut the fuck up, Zach.
Because the book is kind of decompressed.
Go on, Neil. What were you saying?
But we do know that Ben and Jonah are on the Makers Council's radar. If you read the 1 year in one shot, they explicitly make it clear, like, we know about these 2 dipshits in New York causing trouble with Kingpin. Like I think they even said, like, you thought a codename like Ben Riley would throw us off them. But I do like that though.
The dipshit duo.
We do know that we do know that they are on the Makers Council's crosshairs. So it would not surprise me if something happens to one of them. I'm not saying I want that to happen, but if there was like a great responsibility moment, one of them are likely targets in the broader sense of the Ultimate Universe.
Now, if I was a very cynical man,
Okay.
to me it may be Mary Jane.
No.
If I was a cynical man, I'm just saying.
And the,
Like,
the
We're not
fan
even
base
gonna put
turns
that
on
thought
those
out
logos
there
It's
either.
not the Avengers office and it was the Spider office, I could see them doing that.
Yeah, but then the book would tank. Like everyone's gonna drop the book.
People like the family stuff.
I know.
As much as sometimes meandering as I think it is, it's important to the book sales. So I think the Avengers office is smart enough to not do that.
Also, when referring to them,
If
don't
anything,
call
really
them the
good.
dipshit duo. Please call them dipshit daddy duo, if
Oh, there you
anything.
Triple D
Or
instead of
just
double D.
Brokeback
got it.
Bugle
The
Boys.
triple D's.
The triple B's. Yeah.
If anything, Jonah would be Uncle Ben's Uncle Ben. Right?
You are the chosen one.
I think it would be nice though for Richard to have somebody though as well, because I mean they're bonding over his book.
True.
So,
So-
hang on, let me create a little visual graph.
Uh-oh. We got visual aids from Neil Bogenrieder.
Yeah,
All right,
okay.
here we go.
So
I'm gonna blow
my
you
thought
up.
is this.
About to get our minds blown.
So
ladies
my
and
thought
gents.
process. Why are you zooming in on me? Put it back.
Well, I was giving you the floor, Neil.
Well, no, I do better in a group setting.
Okay.
So at the top we have the cost of fighting fascism. Because that's been a kind of a working theme across the entire Ultimate Universe so far. So the family so far has experienced very little in the way of consequences regarding Peter becoming Spider-Man. So family loses little.
This is the start of the consequences, I would say. Peter being kidnapped for a lengthy
Yeah,
period of time.
So Peter gets kidnapped. And remember in issue 11, he told MJ, like, if something happens, you need to get the hell out of here and I'll let you know when. So Peter gets kidnapped. And that leads into Richard taking over. Now, if my calculations are correct, as of this part of the flowchart so far, so with Richard taking over, some major screw up, like someone dies on his watch. Like he personally experiences the cost of fighting fascism.
Okay.
Okay, consequence of fascism. And that's where the first major pushback from Richard in the family occurs.
Ah.
Oops, I spelled pushing wrong. So Richard begins pushing back against the fight against fascism because he has experienced personal loss as a result. And that leads into Peter doubling down because Hickman loves his idea of characters who just keep getting back up and fighting. And whether or not that leads to some kind of family strife, that's up in the air. But it reaffirms his position on fighting fascism. As something that's morally necessary. Okay, and then that leads into the Maker coming back,
All right.
swinging his giant penis head around.
All right. Now that you've made your flowchart, may I blow you up now?
Yes.
Okay. Let me remove the
Oh,
media.
you did a
asset.
great job. There we go.
All right.
So
Okay.
So family experiences little. Our family loses little in the way of fighting fascism. Peter gets kidnapped at the end of issue 12. Richard takes over, and over the next couple of issues, until Peter reassumes being Spider-Man, Richard just screws up somehow. Experiences his own personal consequences for the fight. This leads him to push back against Peter and maybe his entire family. And that leads to Peter doubling down on his fight and reaffirming it's a moral necessity in order to fix the world, which probably ties in Ultimate somehow through some cosmic bullshit. I don't know. That's just my personal theory of
Richard gets new Black Cat killed accidentally.
The love of his life.
No, my love interest.
He loses the love of his life, and he didn't even know it.
I met one girl, I fell in love, and now everything's ruined.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
she's attractive, so you know.
Oh,
And he's a
I
teenager.
met a hot girl, and she died. I'm sad.
By the way, Walter did leave a voicemail. I've already got her queued up. So Walter says via X, since Ashley asked so nicely, I did
call
give
it
you
Twitter.
your first voicemail of 2025.
I'm not humoring and calling it X.
Me
Twitter.
either.
The Twitters, okay? From the Twitters. Excuse me. Freudian slip. My bad.
Okay, Tevya, I need to get this. I need to hammer this down. It's not Mayday. It's a completely different May. This is not the Mayday from Earth. What is it? Is it 982?
982.
Okay, good. Kelly won't crucify me for getting the Earth number wrong.
I
but
would have
this-
corrected you if you had. So, you're
But this is not the Mayday Parker from MC2. This is a completely different May who is like a toddler. Peter has not lost a leg.
well, and like we don't know what's going on with how, because he asked later what he's interested to know what the reaction of the sister is, which is fair. And he calls her Mayday, even though it's not Mayday. We want to establish that. I'm dovetailing off of what you're saying. It's not Mayday. It's just a girl that happens to be May, like a named May, right? Because we don't say we don't call it Annie May. It's usually just Annie, right? Even though they both have the same name and share a name, because Aunt May, the old broad that can never die, unless you're Marissa Tomei.
Damn, they killed off the best one.
Dang.
I'm sorry.
They killed off the best one for me.
Rosemary
too.
Harris. Hang on, Rosemary Harris was a treasure. Is a treasure.
Yeah, but it's not Marissa Tomei, man.
I mean, listen.
Mhm.
You're not thinking about my reasons for thinking she's the best Aunt May.
Well, okay.
Horny
listen,
jail
I
bonk.
I mean, Sally Field in Smokey and the Bandit was pretty good looking.
Yeah,
Well,
but
by the
that's
time
not
she
the
became
the
Aunt May.
Amazing Spider-Man 2012 by Mark Webb.
The one that she's like, I don't even know what's going on. That poor woman. She's like, I just got her agent just told her to
I
follow
can't.
up.
Okay, I can't go awooga at Amazing Spider-Man era Sally Field. I can go awooga at Spider-Man No Way Home Marissa Tomei.
Mm-hmm.
That
Awooga,
woman is
Full in
fine.
solidarity over here with that, except for Zach apparently.
horny
That woman
worker
is
solidarity.
That woman has aged like wine. She looks almost the exact same as she
Oh,
did in
now
high
he's
school.
on the bandwagon.
Hang on, she looks just as good in My Cousin Vinny as she does in Spider-Man No Way Home. I get why everybody was oogling her in the MCU. Like,
I'm not drinking, Walter.
starts googling.
No, I am very happy with someone else right now.
Yes,
Sorry.
he is. He's got some good relationship news, which good for you, buddy.
Yay. Okay.
I'm proud of you. Anyway,
All right, anyways, real quick, I want to point out that this issue is a big payoff for the Richard stuff, because we've seen Richard's voice with Jonah kind of building up to something like this,
mhm.
where Richard begins kind of not necessarily maturing, but he begins kind of taking his book smarts and applying them practically to real life situations. And following issue 12, where that relationship kind of got the inciting incident, now Richard has begun stepping up and becoming like the I guess the man of the house now. Since do you really want your dad to be like a pile of nano machines? Do you want your dad to be Senator Armstrong from Metal Gear Revengeance?
I don't understand that reference.
You never played that? Okay, you never seen Senator Armstrong? Nano machine, son.
No. I've never
Okay,
seen it.
Exile says that it is a good payoff of the "fake it till you make it" line from
Yeah,
Jonah to
there you
Richard.
go.
That's
Yeah.
good. And here's the thing: is that Hickman is a very slow burn writer, So it takes a while for things to kind of come into focus, but once they do, it's much better.
Agreed. I think it had a consistently good story going forward, right?
And once things come together, they're much better on rereads.
Apparently Tevye made it the F up Senator Armstrong.
Well, you never seen cite your source. My source is I made it the fuck up.
Oh, okay. Somebody needs to send that to our good friend JR. Sorry.
Okay.
Or Brad. He could use that. Anyway, so
MJ, it's time to move on from Peter. All you have left of him is a Picotech shadow of a man.
Picotech husk. A soulless Picotech husk.
So I do wonder about how the physics of how the Picotech suit works. Like, does it need a host to continue functioning, or is it just because like you see it like form next to Richard, like it's obviously able to move on its own. But does it need like a mass underneath it to form impact, or?
That is interesting.
Huh? Well, I don't know.
How much
it was able to. I mean, we've seen it in issue 12. It was moving around, and it was like holding objects, wasn't it? Like,
yeah, but I'm wondering if in order to not necessarily make contact, but like make like hard contact.
Yeah, I get
he
it.
needs like a mass underneath it to form a shape.
Yeah,
Now, it
because
could be
because when Mary Jane touched it, it kind of got all symbiote-y.
It like blew up everywhere. Yeah. Is Neil sleeping on the couch? I see a pillow back there. Does he crash after his Where's the pillow?
I think it's the couch thing that's on to your left.
That's a blanket. That doesn't really help my argument against him, but it's not a pillow.
You pay so much attention to the things that are in the background.
I love that Neil just like we got Black Panther from Hickman's Secret Wars just show. Like Neil's like, I'm done. I don't want to have my stop stalking me, crazy old man.
Okay.
Oh. For those that are audio listeners, he went and grabbed the blanket and now it's got it wrapped up. Because,
now I'm cozy.
Because in Houston, it snowed this week and people didn't know how to react.
God help me if this state can't survive the thermometer going into 32 degrees.
So
it's been -9 here.
Wowie zowie.
it was -7 from where I'm originally from. So they were telling me it was just bone ass cold.
Mm-hmm.
Like chill your bones cold. Was weird that people were like having snowball fights in the French Quarter. That just no. I asked my aunt who grew up in the Texas Panhandle. I was like, "So this remind you of your childhood?" And she goes, "Yes, it very much does." She's like, "We don't have like apparently it snowed last time it snowed in New Orleans was 2008, so it's been a long time." So anyway, so we have Neil. Did you give your overall thoughts?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just me. So, love this book. I think it's a great book. Not a lot of depth to it, but there is a lot of like a lot of chess pieces being placed.
There's payoff. There's payoff from like the past
Couple issues, yeah.
A couple issues.
Yeah. So, you know, I would be terrified if I lived in this version of Staten Island that I had a freaking underground Jurassic Park under my feet, which I hope that they like when Mole Man shows up, instead of it being like mole monsters, it's like, let's ride a T-Rex. And like, oh my God, that would be a very bad day.
I would love that.
I'm surprised.
First there are vampires. There's an underground Jurassic World Savage Land deal.
I am surprised they didn't have a Stegron cameo, like even just like a Stegosaurus.
yeah, well, this Peter Parker can defeat the mighty tail of Stegron. So,
Yeah.
Ashley
I've
has
seen
no idea
from
what we're talking
taking
about.
on a dinosaur and like grabbing its jaws.
Yeah, but I want to see Stegron.
You want to see
Sure.
a for those that
You'll
don't know,
see.
Ashley,
You'll look at Sauron instead and be happy.
And,
I didn't even catch
like Devil
I didn't even catch
Dinosaur,
that.
maybe, I don't know.
For those
Oh,
that
wait.
don't know, Zach
I
is
didn't
going to
even
pull it up because he knows I have no idea what's going on. Nor do I really care that much, but I'm also a little intrigued because I'll just look it up later so I can understand this
So I don't think- I don't know.
conversation. But the joy on all of your faces is what I enjoy the most right now.
so Stegron is a half man, half dinosaur.
No.
No, just that's it.
He was a paleontologist that got a little too obsessed with dinosaurs and decided to turn himself into a dinosaur, working as an assistant to that lizard person that you hated last episode, because he was an assistant to Dr. Curtis Connors on a project for S.H.I.E.L.D.
The kid? Yeah. No, we don't like him either.
The father. And
The
so
boy eater.
He
Yeah.
wasn't a lizard, though, in the last one. His son still is. We don't like him.
So his original name is Vincent Stegron. Dino Steggy is some of the nicknames that Peter's given him over the years. He is simply known as the Dinosaur Man to others. So created way back in 1973 in Marvel Team Up number 19. So
Oh my
There you
god,
go.
we're actually doing a whole history lesson on Stegron. I would like to point out in the latest Spider-Woman book, or the second to latest Spider-Woman book by Carla Pacheco, Stegron dressed up in a tank top and was someone else's boy toy. Kelly made a whole point about it on the Crawl Space Satellites podcast.
was
It was great.
was Mr. George there, the Stegron
No.
superfan? Oh, well, that makes it less funny.
Because that was when there was a title that he didn't like,
Oh, which is
or
this
or
one.
there wasn't a title he liked. My bad.
No, which is
Um,
this
I
one.
don't think this is actual Devil Dinosaur on the page with the pterodactyl. I do think that's probably Sauron though. But I'm sure that's just like a
there's
generic
human
T-Rex.
legs.
But I don't think it's Devil Dinosaur because I think in the 1 year in one shot I'm not answering that question.
See the other Spider-Woman book for more information on that particular question.
Steggy, no.
No Steggy.
No.
I think this is just like a generic T-Rex. I have no idea, but I think it's cool that Mole Man has just like, oh hey guys, I have Savage Land 2 because Roxxon broke the last one, so here.
So we smuggled some dinosaurs from the other Savage Land and brought them here to beneath Staten Island. Oh boy. So yay Marco Cicchetto art and yay Jonathan Hickman writing. And he's going to be back for next issue. This
Just a
comes
great
out-
presentation all around.
Yeah, it comes out at the end of February, and then interestingly, 2 weeks later, issue 15 comes out. So that's
We'll see.
allegedly.
We've had that happen before, and it did not happen. So.
Yeah. So
But maybe it will this time.
yeah, allegedly. So
I'm texting Kelly asking her who Stegron was dating in Spider-Woman.
all right, so we will get an answer shortly. All right, so friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Nah, I don't care.
Are you going to participate in the watch along, or is it just going to be me?
I don't know.
Ashley, would you like to participate in the watch along?
Okay.
Adam?
I don't know. I don't know yet.
It may be just me and Ashley. I could bring Greg on, but that would be kind of unfair. Biskansky would probably just rip this to shreds.
Okay, do it.
I'm trying to give it a fair shake. It just looks terrible. It doesn't look good. It looks like they're just burning it off on Disney Plus this year. But we'll get 2 seasons because that's how it goes.
Okay, so he wasn't. Kelly just responded to me. He wasn't dating anyone, but the lady who turned into a dinosaur herself found him hot. So there was another
Yeah.
lady who became a dinosaur person.
I see.
So,
Oh boy.
so we got 2 dinosaur peoples. Okay. Well, I mean, there's not very many options for if you're a dinosaur person
Mm.
out there. I mean, it's like an option of 1. So, anyway, all right. So, final. Oh, let's give grades. What is your grade, Mr. Neil Bogenrider?
Giving an A.
Going to give it a A.
Mhm.
Neil's grade is simply an A.
No, Tevia. She didn't turn herself into a dinosaur to date Stegron. She turned into a dinosaur and then found him hot.
Ashley, what is your grade?
A.
A.
Mhm.
Ashley's grade is A. Adam, your grade.
I'll give it an A.
A. And we will make it unanimous. It is an A across the board. Woohoo! Yay!
Bing, bing, woohoo.
I don't know if that went through or not.
It did not.
Oh, I had it's
Well,
all
it
an
didn't
A.
go through then either, so.
Damn it.
Anyways, issue 15, we know it's Sandman, but this week we got the releases for all the other Ultimate titles as well for the next month after that.
Hang on.
Ultimates, Sif and Thor are gonna go beat up Loki with a surprising new ally that I'm hoping is my big boy Beta Ray Bill, and if it's not, I'm gonna be upset. Black Panther, T'Challa is going back to basics again.
Hang on. I'm trying to pull up the damn. I got the email. Hang on.
Okay.
I got the press release. All right, here we go. So, from Marvel.com, Wolverine begins to question his past. Thor and Loki battle for the Asgardian throne, and more in the upcoming Ultimate issues. Month after month, Marvel's Ultimate Universe captivates comic readers with bold storytelling, unpredictable twists, and fascinating reinventions of Marvel icons. Just last week, the newest ongoing series launched, Ultimate Wolverine, and like those before it, the debut issue was a massive industry success, selling out and demanding a second printing. With other Ultimate series entering their second year, a blockbuster event on the horizon, and the imminent return of The Maker. It is now time to dive into these acclaimed titles and see what the buzz is all about. Today, fans can peek ahead at what's to come in April, including developments like the origin of Ultimate Mysterio in Ultimate Spider-Man, a battle against Ultimate Loki in Ultimates, and more. So, Ultimates. So let me pull up the cover to Ultimate Spider-Man number 16. Let me share my screen. Present. Share screen. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. So then we have the Ultimate Wolverine 4 cover. Ultimate X-Men number 14.
I need to read X-Men again. I haven't read it in a while.
Ultimates number 11. Is that with that looks like whose artwork is that? I wonder.
That's Dyke Ruin.
Dyke Ruin? Okay.
And then there's Black Panther, who
David Messia, which is basically the other artist, is going to be doing it. Spider-Man.
my hot take is take Laraz off of ASM and put him on Ultimate. It's not a title I'd read.
Yeah, so that apparently Ultimate Spider-Man 16 is going to come out on the 30th, which actually makes the most sense. I think they're going to change that date on March. So I sincerely doubt
Just
it.
saying that X-Men feels too prestige. So that my recommendation for that would be just to pick up
Interesting
the paperback or the hardcover. Because I think at some point they're going to make hardcovers for these books.
Oh yeah, it's almost a given.
I noticed that they can't. There was going to be a Spencer trade. I think it was going to be 12 issues. They were going to start doing that, and that got canceled. It looked like, based on the Amazon listing.
I assume at some point they were just like, okay, let's just make it into 2 omnibuses.
Yeah, but this was like they did that, but like they were going like it was recently I think solicited that they were going to do this or like it came up, but now it's just gone. It's interesting to me.
All right, so I'm going to play something to see if you can hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. Is it going to be a Walter voicemail?
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear that?
No.
Fuck me.
All right.
Yeah, Ultimates. I think is actually. I think Ultimates is honestly a better book than Ultimate Spider-Man. That's my hot take on maybe
Ooh.
the panel, but
That is a spicy take.
I just think I know one of the major problems it has is that not every character is getting a chance to like get full fleshed out development. But I think honestly it handles both the monthly format and the issue of the week a bit better. It's better with the one and dones than Ultimate Spider-Man is.
Okay, here we go. Can you hear this?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, let me see if I
Check and make sure it's plugged in.
Well, I wouldn't be able to talk right now because it wouldn't be my microphone. Let me double check my settings. Oh my God! Really? This entire time?
Was it not plugged in?
No, the mic setting was for the MacBook, not for this, my actual microphone. So let me see if you can hear this. Yes?
No.
Nope.
Okay, well,
Just wait until next week to do it.
no, it's already done. We might as well.
Play it on the show with Walter.
They can listen to his own work.
All right.
This is your price, Walter, for joining our merry band. You must listen to the works of your own creation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well that's weird. So let me see if I can just pull up the MP3 on skip. Okay. File. Open.
I do think with I did read Ultimate Wolverine #1. I think it's the second weakest Ultimate title, behind Black Panther.
Well, since Ashley asked so nicely, I figured I'd call in. So, how you guys liking 2025 so far?
God, it's been awful.
Zach can't really complain. It's a fresh new year for the Cowboys.
Shut up.
Ashley has something to look forward to in February that I gave her. Adam. Hello, Neil. You're still not rocking it.
I don't have it. It's in Zach's place. I'm not driving down to Baytown just to get it.
Other than that, like I said before, I hope 2025 brings nothing but joy for you. And Neil, I hope a lot of Fireball is heading your way. Have fun.
No capsule at the end. Like, these are like things that I need.
That would tell you that is
voicemail.
That is a Walter voicemail. I don't know how you've missed the Walter voicemails, but they have been an ongoing troll
problem.
job.
Wait, I plan to call in during that. You're gonna be on that show. You're just gonna call. Are you gonna mute the mic and just call yourself during the live show?
No. He's saying when we do the next call-in show, he's gonna call into the call-in show. He couldn't because when we did the call-in show, they had the hurricane, and so his internet got knocked out.
No, what I'm getting from that, he says but when I texted that, or when he typed that in, I was saying that he has to listen to his own voicemail on air. But that implies that I'm gonna call in during that show, which implies he's gonna mute himself, call the show, and then come back to the show. Yeah, I'm right. Walter even says it.
Jesus Christ. Binkman I love that Neil's like, Zach, I love you, but I'm not driving to where you. It's an hour.
I'm not. It's an hour. It's an hour in good traffic.
Yeah, it's an hour in good traffic. It's like a 2-hour round trip for Neil to show up. Like, it's not.
I would know. I've done it.
Yeah, like
in Houston, like especially right now when the roads are not necessarily
What-
great because
when the roads benefit Forza Horizon drivers better than they benefit commuters, there's a problem.
Yeah, that's true. Although I did see some jackass decided that they would stop on the interstate and take selfies sitting outside their car so they could get the ambiance of like people of snow in Houston. It was like, what in the world are you doing? You're going to die. Like, this is a Darwin Award level of stupidity.
Let them
That's
sort
okay.
themselves out.
They'll get better.
There is a thing called male people. I haven't. Okay, I'm not going to get into this on the show, Walter. I could, yes, theoretically mail it to him, but then like, I got to get to the post office, and right now, my car blew up.
Houston did it.
Yes, it did.
You gonna pay for his car, Walter?
You're gonna. Hell, I will give Zach the money to ship it to him.
we need to destroy the auto lobby in this country.
Hey, listen, we already have an Autobahn in the USA. It's called that one road between.
So he's saying we need to ban cars.
We can't ban. What are we going to replace them with, Neil?
Trains.
Nobody likes trains.
I
except
like trains.
people.
Autistic people like trains.
Okay, yeah.
There's enough of
Neil.
us.
You are not the minority or the majority of that. Like, do I want more public transit for people? Absolutely. Do I want more options for people? Absolutely. But don't take away my car.
What car? It blew up.
Well, I'm gonna get a new car eventually. You just made freaking Ashley nearly spew
fucking
coke
hate
through her
you, Neil.
nose.
Yeah, my Diet Dr. Pepper almost came out of my.
No, in
Yeah,
Autobahn
but-
highways with
like-
no speed limit. Jesus, we live in America.
Bro,
Oh my God,
bro,
you guys are
hey,
killing me tonight.
listen, that's called Montana. And if you've never drove in Houston downtown, it is basically like the Autobahn. If you're not going 80 sometimes, you will get ran off the road. It
This-
does happen.
The city of Houston is like Death Race 2000.
And, look, there used to be there's a road that goes from Carlsbad, New Mexico to this town called freaking Pecos, Texas. Okay. And it is literally the American equivalent of Mad Max Fury Road because you have a bunch of freaking tanker trucks driving in it's a 2-lane highway. You got tanker trucks driving into the shoulder. You got rock haulers that are sitting there going 90. People are you got people that they were teachers beforehand, but they can make 3 times as much money driving a pickup truck by spending $350 to get their CDL license, and they don't know what the hell they're doing. So then they get that, and people die on this road. Don't get me started. My dad used to have to drive that freaking road, man. I've driven that road. I have never been more terrified of a 2-lane highway in my life.
I think we should turn the city of Houston into the city from Burnout Paradise
Oh, Jesus.
and just let people beat the shit out of each other on the highway.
You just want the purge? They already do that. You don't pay attention to the news like I do. You hear people getting shot in Houston because they freaking cut them off or flipped them off.
Is this Grand Theft Auto?
Jesus.
This
Yes.
is the equivalent of San Andreas.
Yeah,
So
this is
shit.
the
Here we go again. Okay, he'll pay for the Uber to
Apparently
get
he's
to
gonna
the
pay for the
post office.
Okay, all right. We'll figure that out later, Walter. I'll talk to you in a minute. Oh my God. All right. So if you want to leave a voicemail, you can always leave us a voicemail at 818-925-6631. That is the voicemail line for the entire radio network. So if you want to leave it for any of the other fine shows we have here on the Spideydude Radio Network, you can always leave us that voicemail there when we produce new content and episodes. So just be sure, leave it under 3 minutes and let us know what voicemail or what show you're calling about. If you don't, I'm going to assume it's for this show. So. So next episode we will be covering 3 issues of Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, which Amazing. Hang on. What number are we on?
66.
Okay, 66 and 65, and then 65 deaths because we needed an extra issue of Coulson, floating man of guilt. So
After dying, when did he die? When did he die? Secret Empire.
yeah, I think so.
But then he was like working for Mephisto and Aaron's Avengers. Right? I don't know what the hell's going on with that.
I can't leave a voicemail. How can I hop?
Ghost face.
Yeah.
I was laughing.
Oh, I thought you were laughing at what I was saying.
Why?
Were you trying to say I'm not funny? You asked. Damn, Neil. Love you, mean it.
Clock his ass.
With friends like that, who needs some enemies?
Yeah.
I don't have enemies. I have friends that are mean to me. That's what I have.
That's the joke. That's the joke.
I know. I just explained the joke. My bad.
Peter, please explain the joke.
Is good joke, no?
Craven thinks it's a good joke. Yeah.
Holy crap, Lois. This is just like that time I tried to tell a funny joke on air.
I think it's my bedtime.
Speaking of bedtime, let's get to the outro. I want to thank our patrons over at patreon.com/Spideydude Network. We got Allison, Cindy, Ed, Eric, Georgia, Greg, Janelle, Jessica, Joyce, Catherine, Kale, Laura Howard, Lump Moose, Master Drama, Phoenician, RJ, Vanessa, Vicky. Thank you guys for your support. We got our spectacular patrons, Sarah and Tara. We got our VIPs, Vinkman and Walter. Thank you guys for your support over on patreon.com/Spideydude Network. If you want to check out the Books of X podcast, we will be back in 2025 to do more. Right, Neil?
Yeah, sure, okay.
Damn.
So check out.
I say as though that isn't my show.
That's your show, man. So yeah, check out Voices from the Eyrie. They're going to be coming back, I believe, next month. They are working on getting everything together for their debut episode for 2025. Of course, you can check out our other fine shows on the network, like Make My Mayday, the show all about Spider-Girl and her world, The Slot Symposium, which is the show about Dan Slott's seminal run and Spider-Man, and of course, we have our amazing Spider-Man Classics podcast with with Javi and Jack Trujillo, and then the old gang on the original episodes. We have,
I mean, he's kind of like my dad, in that he isn't.
We got Clone Saga Chronicles, the From the Vault series, and Spectacular Radio. You can also check out the Sabi Sema Era podcast, which is covering Maximum Carnage, as well as the Web of Music show that I believe they just did the Tom Holland music, and I think they're about to move to the animated film. So more to come on that. Of course, I mentioned earlier the voicemail line 818-925-6631. If you have not already found us on Twitter, go find us at Spideydude Radio. Find us on the Meta-owned stuff at Spideydude Network. And of course, if you are listening to us on the audio edition, leave us that 5-star review, but find us over on YouTube so you can see the visual aids, like at Spideydude Radio Network on YouTube. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening, and we will see you next time here on the Spideydude Radio Network.